The top stories: a man is dead and dozens injured after a bus and minibus collide. Emergency personnel are also called out at the General Post Office. We tell you why. And the UWI signs up with business for a new internship program. Welcome to Nation News for Thursday, January the 9th, 2014. I'm Bertram Niles.
You want your loved ones around to celebrate, especially those living far. And with Digicel Top-Up, Dad can help you bring life to the party and be part of the celebration. Ask him to send you Digicel Minutes. Receive free instant additional credit. Stay connected here and there. Ask your family abroad to send Digicel Minutes today.
A 62-year-old gardener is the first person killed on the roads this year. George Blackman of Hartsgap Christchurch was a passenger in a minibus which was involved in a collision with a transport board bus at the Eagle Hall Junction. Nearly 3 dozen others were injured in the accident, which occurred at about 5:20 this morning. Nation News reporter Mike King was on the scene.
It was a mass casualty area. Several ambulances were ferried back and forth all morning. We had the Defence Force personnel. Private personnel, of course, were also involved. So it was a major accident. 33 people in all affected. 1 dead, 12 seriously hurt, and 20 minor injuries. The 12 seriously hurt were all ferried to the Queen Elizabeth Hospital. The 20 minor to the Sir Bramford Tate Polyclinic.
Mike King reporting. Police spokesman Inspector David Belt was also on the scene. He's appealing to road users to be cautious.
I'm hoping that this doesn't occur again. We're hoping, but we're asking persons, the motorists especially, to be cautious, obey the rules of the road. Right? Don't let another life be lost in this area, in fact, at all on our roads.
Emergency personnel also responded to a situation this afternoon at the General Post Office in the city. Nation News reporter Carlos Atwell was there.
I'm here at the General Post Office, where staff had to be evacuated from the building after a smell of smoke began to fill the compound. Fire personnel, along with police, were quickly on the scene. Postmaster General Joel Brathwaite explains what happened.
We had a burnout. Air conditioning unit where the brushings have worn out, and as a result, it exhumed some fumes. The folks were not aware of what it was, so as a security measure, they decided to evacuate the account section where these fumes were being smelled. We take some measures to have the fumes removed by extractor fan, and tomorrow morning we determine exactly what time we want to start at our normal time, but by tomorrow depends on the extent of the smell, we determine what time we start exactly.
This is Carlos Atwell for Nation News.
The University of the West Indies and the Chamber of Commerce and Industry have renewed their agreement under which students will gain internships at local businesses, among other areas of collaboration such as job fairs. Chamber President Lalu Vaswani, speaking at the signing of the MOU, said such attachments and community service should be mandatory for students.
And I would like to throw a challenge to the university, and I suspect it would be on fertile ground. I hope I'm right. Is that at some point we should be discussing, some point soon, the possibility of the university and the business community throughout the entire region, where qualifying for your degree must require a period of internship at your place of work in the discipline that you choose, as well as a partial part of community service. Because while we are anxious to create academic heroes, we do not wish to see community zeros. We also want community heroes.
At Courts, every day we bring affordability, convenience, innovation, and style to over 1 million customers in 11 countries. From homes to communities, we are proud to make a difference in the lives of many across the region. Courts, bringing value home.
In Caribbean news, Haitian and Dominican officials have agreed to undertake measures that will guarantee the rights of people of Haitian descent living in the Dominican Republic. A ruling by the Constitutional Court in Santo Domingo last September stripped citizenship from thousands of Dominicans of Haitian descent. The two nations held talks this week at which Dominican authorities presented a plan to provide temporary papers for Haitians working in the country. The Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Ralph Gonsalves, has said that construction of the country's first international airport would not be affected by the devastating Christmas Eve floods. He said funds for the Argyle Airport were grants or loans specifically for that project. He added that the disaster had exposed the limitations of the current airport at Arnes Vale in receiving emergency supplies. In sport, Christchurch had much to smile about when the semi-finals of the Inter-Parish Road Tennis competition were completed last night in Bush Hall. Shaka Mayers was there.
St. George and Christchurch battled furiously against each other for a place in the finals during the semi-finals of the National Sports Council Inter-Parish Road Tennis Championships held last night at the Dighton Roach Centre in Bush Hall. 7 intense matches took place that night, starting with Kim Hodder of St. George winning against Margot Lord of Christchurch 21-13 and 21-9. Victor Ward of Christchurch winning against Terry Dotton of St. George 21-12 and 21-7. Ivor Lashley of St. George winning against Simon Bain of Christchurch 21-9 and 21-12. Jefferson Rudder of St. George winning against Peter Moore of Christchurch 21-17 and 21-7. Ian Yearwood of Christchurch winning against Ian Cox of St. George 21-16 and 21-16. David Arundel of Christchurch winning against Andrew Goodridge of St. George 21-18 and 21-5. And Marson Johnson of Christchurch winning against Lloyd Burke of St. George 21-15 in the first set and 3-0 in the second set, giving him the total score of 24 he needed to progress. The National Sports Council Inter-Parish Road Tennis Championships conclude with the finals next Friday and Saturday at Springer Memorial School. This has been Shaka Mears reporting for Nation News.
There was also basketball action at the Commermere School yesterday as the Rubisco School girls basketball competition continued.
Though Commermere had their secret weapon with Marie Boyne, she wasn't enough to prevent their defeat by Graydon City yesterday during the Rubisco Inter-School girls basketball competition held at Commermere School. Graydon City won the match 38-20 with the help of top scorers Ashanti Phillip and Shaunika Wharton, who made quick work of Commermere in all 3 quarters, sinking every ball they came in contact with. By the end of the game, their individual scores were 11 and 10 respectively. The Rubisco Inter-School girls basketball competition continues on January 14th with Darrell Jordan versus Graydon City and Lester Vaughan versus Queen's College. This has Ms. Shaka Mears reporting for Nation News.
And finally, Grenada's telephone area code 473 is being linked to a telephone scam in the American state of Utah. In fact, police are warning residents not to answer calls with that code. When they answer, they hear sounds of moaning or someone in distress before the caller abruptly hangs up, and phone owners get a charge of $19.95 US immediately tacked on to their cell phone bill. Police said they didn't know what was prompting the charges, but a television station reported that the number was linked to a phone sex business. Well, no hanky-panky here. That's it for Nation News for today. I'm Bertrand Rams.